is up with the technology today? It's very strange.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, hopefully this episode works.
This episode works.
Hey, welcome to Snackdown. I'm Justin, and this is...
Andy.
And today is another day of eating snacks together. I don't know.
What? It's topically, it is May 1st, which is super exciting.
Why?
Why? What do you mean?
Why is that super exciting?
I don't know. We're just kind of getting closer to summer.
Oh, that's true.
Can I tell you something that I don't know if it's like a documented medical or psychological thing. I think I suffer from summer separation anxiety.
Really?
Like in springtime, I'm like, yeah, summer's coming. And then I'm like, but then it's going to be gone really soon. and then in the summertime, I'm just like, wow, this is really fun. It's good to get some sun, get to get some good weather. And then I'm like, but it's going to leave me again, isn't it? I'm serious. I was thinking about that was a shower thought today, and I was just like, that's not good. That's not very healthy of myself.
Yeah.
So.
I think everyone's a little worried that the current situation is going to like cut into their summertime.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like vacation and stuff,
stuff like vacations and parks opening and things like that.
But speaking of parks, you got to get some backpacking in.
I do have to get some backpacking in.
And
whatever would I eat?
That's kind of part of this. And today's episode is not about snacking while packing. It's more of the full meal. So if you're like staying overnight somewhere, or if you're waking up in the morning somewhere, what are you going to eat? So we're going to focus on food.
Yeah, and we're going to be eating 2 full meals and a dessert.
Yeah. So hold on for that.
Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to those butts. Anyway, so we're going to be doing 2 full meals, a breakfast and a dinner. So in researching this, you and I kind of we checked Amazon for different meals, and then I was like, all right, look, everything can't be on Amazon. Especially like backpacking food, I wouldn't think necessarily Amazon would be like they're not going to be the gurus of backpacking food. So I went on a couple different, top sites for backpacking food, and Justin and I talked about it a little bit, and we kind of I fell into a recommendation, which is a brand called Heather's Choice, Meals for Adventuring. So we're going to be trying 2 meals from that, and then a special little dessert, not from them, but maybe from yesteryear or the future.
Yeah, and if you're a longtime listener, you may have heard of us talk about it before.
So
one of the cool things about these Heather Choice meals is that they're made in Alaska.
Yeah, Anchorage. They're made out of Anchorage, Alaska. And when I was getting like the tracking info, it was like shipping from Anchorage. And I'm like, whoa, that's cool. And it's like shipping from Arctic Boulevard in Anchorage. I'm like, awesome. So
are they all snowy names? I wonder. You couldn't be like,
yeah. Sunshine.
Yeah, Sunshine Lane.
Or it's like a super long name. It's like, the sun never sets around here for a while in the summertime, and then it goes away for a very long time in the wintertime, Boulevard.
Take a left at.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, I passed it 200 feet ago. But the person that, according to Heather, that's her name. So it's based on a real person named Heather. She goes, after spending countless days hiking trails and floating rivers, I knew I wanted food in my pack that tasted just as delicious as what I was cooking at home. With a small dehydrator, I started developing all of the recipes we feature in our adventure menu today. I hope you'll enjoy this meal as much as I do on your next big trip. She's speaking to you, Justin.
Which today Andy said he was going to climb a mountain with me this summer, so could be both of our next big trips.
Yeah, I did say that, and I'm
gonna hold him to it.
I'm gonna hold it against you. Yeah, I mean, especially if things like start to die down with the whole COVID stuff, I'd be more than willing to do that. I think that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
So, you want to get going on ours?
Yeah, let's try it.
The breakfast is ready. So we got 2 different types. Did you take out the oxygen absorber?
I did.
Oh, thank goodness. I was about to pour, and it was just floating in there. I'm like, okay, I guess I need to.
Yeah, it's just one of these, what are they called?
It's like a silica gel thing.
That's not what I was expecting when I said oxygen absorber.
What were you expecting?
I don't know, some like weird new technology or like plastic air recycler or something like that. Mm-hmm. So then I went digging through the bottom just to make sure that was what they were talking about.
So what kind did you get?
All right, so mine is cherry cocoa nib breakfast. So this is like the base of this is like buckwheat.
Same. Yeah. The biggest ingredient is buckwheat and chia seeds. And then it gets into mine is strawberry vanilla. What are some, like, what's the first smell that hits you?
It's like hot chocolate. Mine is.
Oh, really? My first smell is like coconut, honestly. And it's got coconut milk in there and shredded coconut flakes. So that's really what hits me first.
But mine has cocoa powder and espresso powder in it. So this will give you your coffee kick too, I think.
This is delicious.
This is really good.
I'm not really tasting the vanilla aspect of it, but it's freeze-dried strawberries all in there. Kind of like a strawberry jam sort of flavor to it, but this is just really, really good. I think this would be something like super hearty.
Yeah, I mean, this has 530 calories in it and 13 grams of protein. And a lot of the ingredients she uses are organic ingredients, so I don't know if that makes a healthier option, but some people like that.
You get 44% of your dietary fiber for the day just out of this. So back off on the gorp.
I think the only thing that I see that's not that great about it is that at least mine is decently high in saturated fat.
Yeah, but so this is not for like sedentary camping, right? This is for backpacking.
Yeah, and you're not also eating this every day. You're home. You know what I mean?
Right. So I think this is just made specifically for, I mean, she's saying like, I wanted to make like meals that were going to be just as good, as my home meals, but I think she's also factoring in like caloric and protein and fat demand.
Yep. I see the flakes of coconut in here. I see the buckwheat and all that. But yeah, this is really good. It's like a hot chocolate espresso coconut oatmeal.
Dude, that's awesome. So it just comes in a pretty durable plastic bag, kind of resealable, and so you just you add 6 ounces of boiling water to it, and then you just let it sit for 5 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, very easy. You can do it over a fire. You can just heat up the water, and that's all you really need.
And its weight is 113 grams. So especially for all those toothbrush cutting, ultralight going backpackers, I don't know if this would be too light or not too light for you or whatever, but that's just what it is. It's a full meal and 113 grams.
Yeah, I think it all depends on how long you're backpacking for. If you're backpacking for a weekend, I think this would be great to fill up your pack because they're not that big. If you're going for like a week or more, probably not the best to fill your backpack with just these. I feel like a whole week's worth of these would be your whole backpack. But yeah, weekend backpacking, 2 to 3 day trip, I think this would be great. I think I'll take some of these camping.
Thanks.
They're super easy and they're good. I mean, I eat really simple when I go camping. I don't like to, even if I'm not backpacking, if I'm just tent camping, I hate dealing with ice.
Oh, yeah.
That's just the worst. Like having to go back to the camp store, find a gas station to get more ice. So I usually do pretty light. Like I'll do peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, things like that. I'll just pack a bunch.
Wait, for dinner too?
Yeah, I just basically eat the same thing over and over again. And then I have like beef jerky and yeah. I'll take hot dogs and I won't refrigerate them because if I'm just going to eat them over the like 2 days or whatever, I'm like, they're not going to like spoil. Andy, I'll be right back. I got to heat the water and start my thing because mine takes 20 minutes.
Okay. I think mine takes 10.
Yeah.
But
I looked and I'm like, oh shoot, I got to start that like right away. So.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a quick break, little mini break, unplanned. We're trying to time it because these things take a couple different minutes. And
yeah, so the breakfast only took 5 minutes, really quick and really easy if you are, if you're packing up your morning camp, you don't want to be waiting forever for your breakfast to be done. And I think that's one of the things that I like about this quick breakfast because I hate getting up, and especially if you are traveling that day, you don't want a whole to-do in the morning. You kind of want to like pack up your tent and go. So this 5-minute breakfast is really nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's also nice with both of these, like, as with most backpacking, like truly like freeze-dried backpacking meals, like you don't have to eat out of anything besides the bag itself.
Yeah, it's nice. You just need a spoon, or I guess you could like tip it into your mouth, I guess.
Or a spork.
Yeah.
How about a lightweight titanium spork that also doubles as an axe and fire starter? Bushcraft 101 with Justin.
The dinner, we'll get to it. The dinner takes 20 minutes, so at least mine does.
Do you have a timer set?
I'm looking at your clock. I'll just go by that one. The one that doesn't work behind you. Yeah.
Oh, it works. It works twice a day.
Okay. Yeah. So we were originally looking at freeze-dried meals.
Which this is. They are freeze-dried.
Is it?
Was yours dry?
Yeah, but it didn't say freeze-dried anywhere on it.
Okay, never mind. It's not freeze-dried. It's dehydrated. How's that?
Dehydrated.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the difference between dehydration and freeze-drying?
Probably just the technique. Yeah.
I thought freeze-dried lasted longer for some reason.
Let's see.
But I don't see So I was looking for an expiration date on here, and there is none. Does that mean it's forever?
I would say no. Okay, ready for this?
Yeah.
Freeze drying removes 98% of the water in foods, while dehydration removes about 80%, giving freeze dried foods a much longer shelf life. So freeze dried food is flash frozen and then exposed to a vacuum, which causes all the water in it to vaporize. Huh.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. I thought freeze drying lasted much longer. Not that dehydration doesn't last long. It does. But freeze dried is like, I think, years.
Yeah. You see those ads on like late night TV or like like the ads like on like Fox News shows, and they've got like these meals for one year, they'll only cost you $225 and they'll last for 20 years. Just like real like prepper stuff. Like those have to be freeze dried.
Can you imagine eating the same meal for like the next 20 years? Like you got a great deal on like 1,000 meals.
You had to like pick, and they're like, so while supplies last, and all the supplies are like going down, like you're just like watching it like sold out on like on the website, and you're
you're like, I'll take all of them.
Yeah, and you're like, honey, she's like, what'd you pick? Beef stroganoff? We're gonna eat beef stroganoff forever. I'm so sorry.
How many did you buy? 1,000.
1,000. They're not even that good. Maybe you can use them for mulch. Yeah.
Can you imagine a whole flower bed of beef stroganoff?
Yeah. Springtime. The beef is in the air. So oh no. I can kind of like feel mine in spots where like the water didn't get to.
Did you stir it?
Yeah, I did. It's not like 100% stirred. I don't like that. Look, can you hear it like...
There's definitely some crunches. Yeah.
Should I add more to it? I think I might add a little more hot water.
Did you measure your water?
Well, I measured it based on this little side thing.
So it has a little side thing, but it's not see-through, so you can't really tell.
You gotta eyeball it, yeah. So here,
I measured in a measuring cup because I am super like perfectionist with that when it comes to any sort of cooking.
Yeah, but here's the question: are you gonna have a measuring cup when you're in the?
Yeah, I'm just backpacking with a bunch of Heather's Choice and one measuring cup.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna add some. I'm gonna add a little more water. Okay. Get that crunch out of there. I'm going to make like a little tunnel so the water can go right for the crunch.
Oh, nice. The tunnel of the crunch.
We'll see how that pans out. Hold on a sec. I need to really eliminate this crunch.
You want it to be soggy?
Not so. I mean, I'm not going to reveal what it is right now, but it's something that you don't want to be crunchy.
It's not tortilla chips.
No, it is definitely not tortilla chips. So I thought breakfast was really good.
So what was yours again? Strawberry, vanilla?
Yeah, strawberry, vanilla.
Vanilla, like what? Just buckwheat?
Yeah, buckwheat and strawberry and vanilla.
So what was the main taste? Strawberry? You said you didn't taste the vanilla?
So the first smell was coconut. Mm-hmm. And then
really?
Yeah, and then the main taste and flavor was definitely strawberry.
Yeah, I see the coconut and I taste the texture of the coconut, but it's not very strong. I don't smell it.
Did yours have coconut milk in there too, or
coconut milk and shredded coconut? And the coconut milk uses non-GMO tapioca in it, so no GMOs in this. No
GMOs all up in there.
But yeah, the main smell is like hot chocolate, like I said. Yeah. And the taste is, it's got that chocolate, cocoa, espresso, and buckwheat. I taste the buckwheat.
I think chocolate is going to cut right through a coconut smell, in my opinion. But honestly, it was good.
Yeah.
I would take that backpacking.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Even just regular camping, like if you aren't looking to cook a bunch of meals, if you don't want to set up your grill or do whatever.
And like... In years past, like camping and breakfast, like I always think about eggs, right? Like great source of protein. Can't do that anymore. So I'm just like, I think that the best choice would be something like that. I mean, like super grainy, good fiber. Not that you're necessarily going to need fiber if you're walking that much, but just besides that, I don't know, it tasted super good. I hope it's actually good for you, but
yeah, it's a good source of protein too. So yeah, it was good. So quick shout out, my Aunt Carol sent me a box of snacks. I got this box, and there's a letter in it, and she said she was at Trader Joe's just kind of walking around, and she thought of me, so she was just kind of grabbing random snacks. And I was like, sweet, this is great. That day, I really wanted snacks. And then I was like, I know she listens. Is this supposed to be a Snackdown thing? And so then I was like, do I wait? I'm like, I guess I'll wait. And then this box is just sitting there, like staring at me for days. And I would get really snackish at night. And then finally I was like, it's going to be a while before me and Andy get together. And they're just going to sit there and maybe expire too. So I'm just going to take a picture of all of it and then just eat it. So I did. So I ate them all. But they were really interesting.
So what were they?
They were kind of plant-based. interestingly enough. So one was dehydrated carrots, which is kind of cool. And those are pretty good. One of them was, so here's like one of the bags. It's called like Bombas peanut snacks. And they are like the texture of like Cheetos, like a puff.
Nice.
And it's made out of peanut paste, corn grits, palm oil, and salt. That's it. And it tasted exactly like eating a peanut, like a salty peanut.
Huh.
With the texture of a Cheeto or a cheese
fantastic.
puff. Yeah.
So I haven't been to Trader Joe's since we were in Boston, like right before all the crazy Corona stuff. And it was just a madhouse. Like I couldn't even get like the stuff that I wanted.
Yeah.
Like in our house, like I'm the one shopping. And we kind of split turns pretty equally in ordinary time. I think there's like a balance and I'll buy some stuff one week, some different types of things. And Kaylyn's obviously got her favorites, when she goes to the grocery store. And so like now it's just like, we're just doing like one person at the grocery store. And I just get turned around.
Yeah. So in a normal, back in yesteryear, when you guys would trade off grocery shopping, is there like a token thing, or can you tell that one person went grocery shopping? Like, we can tell that Kaylyn went shopping because she got these.
Yeah, ice cream for Kaylyn and gummy bears for me. And quality produce when Kaylyn goes, and poor quality produce when I go.
I thought the bananas were supposed to be black.
Yeah. Or I thought bananas were judged on how good and green they are.
Yeah.
So are these ready, you think?
Yeah, mine's about ready.
I think mine's going to be, so it's a chowder. It doesn't look that good.
It smells good. Mine smells good. So what is yours, Andy?
Mine smells great too. So I got smoked sockeye salmon chowder. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon made with potatoes, carrots, celery, and spices.
Wow, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
I got chicken mole with rice, and it says mole! Exclamation point. This dish includes decadent ingredients like almond butter, cocoa powder, cinnamon, and clove. Just add hot water and enjoy.
How's yours taste?
Mine's a little spicy.
Does it taste good?
It needs salt.
Yeah.
It's pretty bland.
Mm-hmm. Mine needs more water, to be honest. I'm going to add just like a little more. I don't think it needs to be like cooked or absorbed through, but I feel like the chowder part of it just needs to be a little more wet. Right now, this has like the consistency of a slightly wet stuffing, and I'd like to go more for a chowder. So I'll be right back. Let me add a little bit, and we'll see where we are. And in a bag.
And he's had a lot of problems with his dinner.
I probably added quite a bit more, like an extra like 25% more water. And I think it's now finally at the consistency that it should be. What do you think?
Not as good. I would say, so there's a lot of ingredients in this. The ingredients list is really long. There's all sorts of seasonings and different things. I taste mostly the heat of the chipotle chili powder and the cocoa powder. It's like a mix. Mm-hmm. And I taste, the first ingredient is vegetable stock, and I think I kind of taste that. And there's maybe a hint of garlic. I would say the chicken and rice in here, though, are very bland. Mm-hmm. And when you're cooking chicken and rice, I feel like the longer it cooks with something or is grilled with seasonings or marinades, it kind of takes on that flavor. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the rice and the chicken haven't taken on any flavor. So the chicken and rice is just kind of bland. How do you think of yours? So can you tell it's smoked salmon?
No, I really can't. I wish I could. So the top ingredient is smoked salmon. Smoked, wild-caught Alaskan sockeye salmon, which has salmon, sea salt, brown sugar, and garlic. Now, I think the salmon is it's like these tiny little bits. Like, you can't even probably see it, but I think it's like the little tiny bits, because I kept fishing for kind of like the bigger pieces that I thought was salmon. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this doesn't taste like salmon at all. It's because it's sliced carrots.
Nice. Yeah, my first ingredient is vegetable stock, and it kind of tastes like that. So what's in vegetable stock is water, carrots, onion, celery. And have you ever had like celery stock or like celery, like, I don't know if it's celery seasoning?
Celery salt? Celery seeds?
Celery salt, I think that's what I'm thinking of. It kind of tastes a little bit like that celery salt. It's good though. It's just it's a lot less flavorful than the breakfast was.
Completely agree. Now from a nutritive standpoint,
this is healthier.
It's healthier. It still has 16 grams of saturated fat.
See, mine only has 3 grams, so this one's a lot healthier.
But it's not trans-saturated fat.
But mine has 38 grams of protein. That's huge.
Mine is 54 grams of protein.
54? That's insane.
Yeah. Gosh, I
That's
feel like
over your daily value. What's the percentage of your daily value?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm getting so swole right now.
Because mine is 76%, 38 grams.
Doesn't even say.
Doesn't even say? Probably because they're like...
They're like, whoa, easy. So, because I can't taste really the smoked salmon, I'm having a little something smoked otherwise.
What is that?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Heather's Choice chicken mole with rice. I'm not actually drinking anything. Should I get something?
You don't have to, but if you were backpacking, what would be your drink
grab
of choice?
Water, maybe. I was going to grab some whiskey, and then I was like, I wouldn't have whiskey backpacking. But maybe
why not?
It would last.
Yeah?
I wouldn't carry a huge bottle of whiskey.
No.
Maybe a small decanter of sorts.
A flask? A decanter? I got it with my bespoke subscription.
I would say about this dinner, if they didn't add the chipotle chili powder in here, it wouldn't taste like a lot. I think they added that in to like make it more flavorful because that's the main flavor, even though it's like so far down on the ingredients list.
This has, so while this isn't my favorite meal, I can respect the fact that the vegetables in here all have their own distinct flavor. Like when I'm biting into the celery, even though it might not be the best tasting celery, this is backpacking food, right? And maybe I didn't add enough water, and maybe if I did it enough times, there'd be a learning curve. But like when I'm biting into the celery, it still tastes like celery. I think they did a good job because they must have dehydrated everything separately and then added it in. Just because if you freeze dried everything would probably be freeze dried at the same time, maybe, and then add it in, and then you're just kind of like everything just tastes like everything, very bland,
And I think they taste good and their own thing because they are real ingredients in here. It's not flavoring or powders. Mm-hmm. It's not like raisin flavoring or raisin powder. Mine actually has raisins in it. And it's actually got, carrots, onions, celery, tomato paste, sea salt, black pepper, garlic, parsley, bay leaves, diced tomatoes. So, I think they use as real ingredients as they can.
Yeah. Again, I would, if I was hungry after hiking, I would gladly eat those. This is far from the worst backpacking dinner I've ever had. Beef stroganoff, honestly, is probably the worst backpacking dinner I've ever had.
I think when you're making dinners that are easy to do, I think going the soup-ish route is the easiest. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to make something that you add water to that's not a soup, I think it's kind of gross. Like we saw one that was like a freeze-dried like meat lasagna, and I can't imagine adding water to that and having it be very good.
This one had a hard enough time having all of the water get everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could only imagine something so, I forget what the word is.
Liquidy?
Just like not homologous, I guess. Like some sort of just, something with that's supposed to have different textures, different consistencies, just all throughout, right? I just couldn't imagine relying on that for a consistent flavor. Just like rehydrating it and expecting it to taste anything like Grandma used to make. So
what are you drinking, Andy?
Well, it's a special occasion because we're on our first hiking trip. So Oban 14.
Oh, nice.
Just a little bit. Just a little sprinkle. But yeah, honestly, it pairs pretty well with Heather's Choice.
Heather's Choice, Oban 14.
Heather's Choice, drinks for adventuring. Oban 14, Heather's Choice.
Exactly. Yeah, so we had talked an episode or two about bourbon and Four Roses, and I had said I never tried it, so I actually bought it the other day, and I had some last night.
Thoughts?
Pretty good. It's very smooth.
Yeah, it is smooth. It is pretty good.
The problem I run into, I need to try more bourbons. I've tried a lot of bourbons, but I've never done a bourbon tasting. Mm-hmm. And when I try scotches, at least my taste wise, when I try a scotch, even if I'm not trying other scotches that day, I can taste a distinct flavor in it. Like, wow, I've never tasted something like this. With bourbons, they all kind of blend together in my mind.
Different bourbons, I think different bourbons bite differently.
Yeah, exactly. I know that. And I know if I tried a couple together, I would taste the difference. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they aren't as distinct, at least on my tongue, as a scotch is. Yeah. Because when I get a new scotch, even one that I've never tried before, it usually tastes more unique to me. Like,
so I haven't had a bourbon that's had like a really like young wood flavor. You know what I mean? Like a fresh wood flavor. But I've definitely had scotches like that. I think, I don't know. I clearly don't know enough about bourbons and scotches to even make a good comment on it. But
yeah, I think I needed to go to like a bourbon tasting or try several in the same day.
Well, I
have two right now, but one's Evan Williams, so that's not going to be a good comparison to Four Roses.
Kellen and I were talking just because we have been making cocktails, and we're like, we just need some cheap bourbon because we're just making cocktails with some of our nicer bourbon, and we just can't be doing that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to eat the rest of your meals for adventuring?
Probably not. I mean, I've eaten half of this. I ate like the whole breakfast, and then I ate half of this one, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean,
and in
they're
between
both
meals.
530. They're both 530 calories. So together, that's
So, over
almost 1,100 calories. That's a lot for one.
And it's like a lot of fiber too. It's not like you're just like sinking your teeth into like some crazy hamburger that's easily 1,500 calories. Like this has like a lot of volume to it too.
Yep, a lot of fiber and a lot of protein.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're hitting combined with these. I'm at like 50 something.
I'm at like 65 grams of protein right now.
That's a lot of protein. I need to go work out your muscles, Andy.
Yeah, yeah.
As a treat, I shipped Andy some Just Egg so he can get that protein in.
I haven't had it yet. Speaking of treats, do you want to try? You want to have our last thing?
We're gonna take a break and get to our last thing, which maybe we'll just tantalize you and tell you when we come back.
I don't think people care that. Well, we'll see when we come back.
How many of you are still here?
Yeah. Holding your breath? That's not wise. All right. We'll see you in a second.
All right. Bye. Hey guys, if you like what you hear every week and you're looking to support Snackdown, one of the best ways is just telling your friends. You can also send us suggestions on social media. We always like that. Another way people have supported us is by sending us snacks in the mail. The newest way you can support is going to our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/snackdown. And by doing that, you can get early day releases to episodes. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for listening. Back to the episode.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for back scream.
Ice cream.
We're back scream.
Back scream.
Back scream sounds
and
awful.
We've got, it does. That's what happens to my back every morning.
Just cracking noises.
So we've got freeze-dried ice cream, also known as astronaut ice cream. Now, we tried to find just straight up freeze-dried ice cream, and we could not find it. They only come in like ice cream sandwich form,
which I don't remember.
Whatever. And it's funny because it comes in a bag that kind of looks like the Heather's Choice bag. It's kind of
space
plastic,
agey.
Space agey bag, and you open that up, and then out is
reflective.
It looks the same as a ice cream sandwich packaging, the classic white paper packaging, which I didn't expect. I thought the ice cream sandwich would be in the bag. Like
loose in the bag?
Yeah. Which is good, actually, that they did this, because as soon as I opened the papering, it completely disintegrated.
What do you mean? Let's see it.
I don't know. I can't even hold it up without it. It's just in pieces.
Is it just crumbled? Really?
Yeah.
Well, mine's intact. What are your thoughts?
That's the stuff.
Is it? Do you like it?
Yeah.
This reminds me of, like, Ensure.
It does. The vanilla. So I have vanilla. Do you have vanilla?
Yeah. Are you talking about Ensure or for ice cream right now?
For ice cream.
Yeah, I've got vanilla.
Yeah. It does have an Ensure taste to the ice cream.
It Ensure does. It's not that appealing at that point.
So the texture reminds me of, is it a malted milk ball?
Yeah.
So are those freeze-dried?
I don't know. So the starting material is coarsely ground malted milk, either natural or chocolate flavor. And then, obviously, it will pass through a 4-mesh Tyler screen, but be retained on a 20-mesh Tyler screen. This is known in the trade as crunch. So then it's the quantity of the crunch, 1A, is placed in the pan, and the pan is driven at a speed sufficient to cause rolling of the crunch particles. And then it's got a binding agent, glucose monohydrate, aka dextrose.
Is there a crunch particle collider?
So basically what happens is it's agitating malted milk crunch in a rotating chamber while treating it with finely divided melted dextrose, and then forms globs. And then you remove the globs when they have reached their desired size. That's it. So there's no freeze drying.
That is the candy I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah, malted milk balls.
Yeah. So take a little bit of the vanilla ice cream,
and
kind of leave it in your mouth and let it kind of melt on your tongue.
Tastes kind of gross, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's really good as a sandwich. So the vanilla pieces alone, as a sandwich.
Okay.
I think the vanilla pieces on their own do taste a little unsure, but when you're biting the whole thing, I think it's pretty good. It reminds me a little bit of a campfire marshmallow. Try that again.
So I just had that and then had a little bit of scotch, and it's like smoky and that, yes, it does. Now that does.
Yeah.
Have that with a little scotch.
Do I have to go get scotch now?
That'll get you there.
I'll go get scotch.
Yeah, let me know what you think.
So take a bite of the ice cream sandwich, then take the scotch.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. I've never had a real ice cream sandwich with scotch before, but maybe.
Maybe what?
Maybe I should try that.
Yeah.
This is good. So it kind of harkens me back to when I was a kid with the astronaut ice cream, but I remember that being better. The ice cream part of it. Maybe because we had vanilla. I remember having like strawberry when I was a kid.
I remember Neapolitan. I remember strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate all in like kind of one bar. Yeah. Yeah.
I love the texture of it though. And that's one reason I think I like the malted milk balls. Obviously, we just realized they're not freeze-dried, but it is a similar texture. But I love that texture.
Oh, me too. Yeah. It's
such a unique texture, and it kind of melts in your mouth, but also is a crunch. It's interesting. So on ice cream sandwiches, I don't usually like the bar part. I think it's better in freeze-dried form.
Yeah, it tastes more like an Oreo. You know, it's got like a little crunch to it. Yeah, because in the sandwich, it just kind of melts and kind of gets like stuck to your tongue and to the roof of your mouth, and kind of prevents good vanilla flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing I don't like about ice cream sandwiches is when you start biting it, it like squishes out the sides. It's a big mess. There's no casual eating an ice cream sandwich. You can't eat an ice cream sandwich in a suit. Like, you can't look good eating an ice cream sandwich.
See, it's got to be cold though. Like if you have an ice cream really sandwich cold. And if you've got a decent freezer, I'm looking at you, Justin. And if you've
I could never.
No, so if you've got a decent freezer and if you're having that ice cream sandwich like pretty quickly after it's taken out of the freezer, I think you could very well have that in a suit.
I know.
Be a good suit snack.
Mine is like, why are these chocolate bars floating in vanilla soup?
Yeah. So what have you been up to?
I've been reading books, hiking a little bit if I can.
Yeah.
Oh, and I saw a fox the other day.
Where?
Which is back behind my apartment. I love foxes. They're one of my spirit animals.
Spirit, possibly?
Maybe. It's either a fox or a whale.
Your spirit animal might be a whale or a fox?
Or
those
both.
Things
maybe
are
like moody, depending on the mood.
Justin, you okay? You're kind of in a whale mood right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll travel long distances.
Yeah. If I'm peppy and curious, it's a fox day. If I'm feeling lazy and slow and like a couch day, it's a whale day. But I love foxes, and I never actually get to see them. And at night, I hear this fox. You know, they do their scream, which is kind of a creepy sound a little bit. When they
Wait, what's it sound like?
Sounds like a woman screaming, like a blood-curdling scream.
What?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Hold on.
And so I hear that at night. I heard it screaming at like 2 a.m. one night, and I jumped out of bed and I went to the window and I opened all my windows and I was trying to find it outside. And I'm like, I just want to see a fox.
Like that?
Yeah, sometimes like that. Yeah. But anyways, I was looking out the back and I saw it running along the fence line, and I was like, yes, I finally saw a fox. I wish I had looked out 10 seconds earlier, because it was already a little bit of the way down. But now I'm constantly checking my window. I get my cup of coffee in the morning and I stand by the window and I'm like, fox, please.
So when you don't see a fox, is it kind of a whale day?
Yeah, it's a whale day.
Bummer.
Yeah. So this scotch is it's a Talisker 10-year single malt scotch from Wayne for my birthday. So.
Nice. Shout out to Wayne.
The dumpling doctor.
Ma'am, your dumpling's not going to make it. It was delicious. Well, I'd say I'd pick Heather's Choice again. I'd be willing to give it another go for a dinner meal, but
breakfast is definitely a good go.
Totally on. Yeah. Breakfast is great.
And I wonder if all these kind of freeze-dried dehydrated meals, the breakfast tastes better because of the sweet factor. A lot of times breakfasts lean towards sweet, just in general in real life, not in the salvageable food. But I wonder if the sweet translates better, because I think that's what made it more flavorful.
And I also have to say that this is so dumb, I was disappointed in not seeing actual chunks of salmon. I was really hoping to see chunks, not just kind of minced, very small sized salmon that was just kind of making up most of the chowder. And I know most chowder, a lot of chowders, you're not going to get these massive chunks just floating around, but
I want a freeze-dried smoked salmon, freeze-dried, so it's the texture of the ice cream sandwich, the salmon. Can you imagine that?
That's disgusting. I cannot imagine having fun with that. That would be disgusting.
It could be good.
No, dude, it would be so fishy. It wouldn't taste good at all.
But wouldn't it have the same flavor? It'd just be a weird texture.
I think a big part of the salmon would be, it's the oil, right? It's the fat and the oil. So then you're just like left with some sort of weird salmon chip that lacks oil and flavor.
Yeah.
Especially a smoked salmon, So
yeah.
I vote no. Well, let's go Let's go hiking at least this summer. It might not be full on camping. I think an overnight might be a little tough, but maybe knocking out some of the peaks would be really fun, or even just something closer to home.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Good snacking with you today. I'm glad we kind of got to suss out what's going to be a hit and what's going to be a strikeout in terms of eating. I don't think our dinners were complete strikeouts, but I think they were a little underwhelming, to be honest.
Mine was a little bland.
Yeah.
Compared to the breakfast was full of flavor, and it was really good.
They also have like a dark chocolate bison chili that was out of stock. I really wanted that right from the get-go.
That's probably really good.
Yeah, probably would be pretty good.
So you got to make some beef jerky before we go. Because now you got your little...
Got my little smoker, and I got a vacuum sealer.
Yeah, and you got a vacuum sealer, so there you go. And Andy made me some cheese that has to sit in my fridge for a month. So it's just teasing me in there.
It's just kind of looking over its shoulder and just going, not yet. Just doing that.
Boasting to all the other items in the kitchen. That it gets to live for at least another month.
Yeah. He's got to wait for me. Just saying oddly sensual stuff like that.
Yeah, it's classic smoked pepper jack.
Yeah,
I can see someone named Pepper Jack having like a cane and a monocle or something like that.
I could see Pepper Jack being like Guy Fieri.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Pepper Jack does sound like a TV cook, actually.
Yeah, but all right. Well, thanks for snacking with us. It was it was good. It was fun. If you have any recommendations for backpacking foods, I know there's some outdoor enthusiasts among you. Just let us know, because I'd be willing to shell out a penny or two for trying that later. Maybe Justin and I will do some hardtack soon. Always bring it back to bushcraft.
Yeah, so actually before we go, I was thinking, so we've talked a little bit about how your wife is doing foraging. When I was reading my bushcrafting book, a lot of times when you're looking at going backpacking, they talk about short trips, which is like 2 to 3 days, and then long trips. And what you pack and how big your backpack is based on whether you're going 2 to 3 days or you're going a week or more. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people that go for a week or more are also foragers and stuff, because it's hard to pack. Like we said, if you were packing a whole backpack full of Heather's Choice meals for a week or more, that's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's I could taste the individual vegetables in it, which was fantastic. But it's not fresh, right? Like, nothing is fresh. Yeah. I think, like, the things that Kaylin has been picking, I mean, I know it's not the season for picking it, but, just to kind of see wild garlic and just, so we've been getting these, like, tiny little pearl garlics. And then it's ramp season right now, so really been picking the ramps. Yeah. And I swear she's, like, just, if we just take, like, a little family walk, like, she's always picking, like, 2 or 3 things up. And she's been like, hey, try this. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, but, like... You would put that in with other stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't died yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's cool. That's a good skill. And I think if you are wanting to backpack for a week or more, you have to have some base skill of being able to find or forage some food. Because it's going to be very hard to pack a full pack for a week or more. That's
definitely a skill set of hers. Mine would be like rudimentary medicine, rudimentary nursing skills. So
cool.
All right.
Yeah, so this was good. And thanks for listening.
Yeah. We belong together.
All right, we're going to close this out. Thanks for listening today. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can find this and you can find this episode and others like it on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a bunch of other places. You can go to our website at www.snackdownpod.com. You can go to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/snackdown. And you can call us at 315-313-5456 and leave us a message. And we want to shout out to our first Patreon subscriber, Lev, who was on an older episode. He's great.
You should check it out. The Russian V is for vodka came out in November 2019.
And he brought us a ton of great Russian food. And he's always been a big supporter of the pod. Well, get out there and hike because that's one of the few activities you can still do.
Oh, you can do plenty of activities. but hiking, if weather permitting, hiking is a great way to get fresh air and some natural vitamin D.
And it's good for your mental health to get out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like on this large earth, human was never meant to be solely in a four-walled small room.
Justin's like, feels like it's closing in right now.
Yeah. The longer this goes on, the more whale days.
Anyway, well, everyone, take care of yourselves and each other.
And each other. Have more fox days than whale days, everyone. Although whale days are good. I like whales.
All right. Well,
All right.
Take care.
See you guys
have a good
later.
day.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, boys. Bye. Close the door. Yeah, you're strong. Yeah, you're super strong. Yep, close the door. Yeah, all right, go. Close the door. Close the door.